Hey guys, how are you? So I'm doing this outside today, not the whole lesson, but just this part because quite honestly, I couldn't find a quiet place in the house to do the intro. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you're having a nice week. Um, this week I decided to do some Easter lilies and some crosses for Easter. I don't know if all of you guys celebrate Easter or not. And if you don't, that's totally okay. Just if you don't, make the lilies any color in the world that you want and just leave the crosses out, and it can just be an outdoor scene with lilies and flowers in the foreground, okay? If you are going to celebrate Easter, go ahead and put the crosses in, and you can try to make them look like Easter lilies if you want, which are generally white. I put a little bit of pink in mine. But anyway, this is, I think, going to be a fun lesson. It's a pretty simple lesson. The drawing itself is pretty quick. You're going to just need your pencil eraser and your micron pen to get started. And then I'm going to let you guys color it in however you want, kind of like we did a couple weeks ago. I did mine in watercolor, which you guys can do as well if you want. I posted a picture so you can pause it on that and copy that if you want. But if you want to use like, I don't know, colored pencil or any of the other media, that would be fine too, okay? So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with, and I hope you guys have fun with this lesson, okay? I'll see you guys soon. So this is going to be the center of our first flower. We're going to make one petal like that, and then a second, and a third, almost like a triangle, okay? After you do your 3 petals, then we're going to do 3 behind those. So kind of like, there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now from the very center, we're going to have these little things here come up like that, and they're going to have little ovals at the top of them. Okay, then also on each petal, we're going to have a little soft line that goes just a little bit down the middle. It doesn't have to go all the way to the end. And then we're going to put some dots in here. You don't have to do the dots right now if you don't want to, because we are going to go in later with some pen, and you can just do the dots with the pen if you prefer, okay? But leave your one flower like that. Then down here, we're going to pick another spot, maybe over here. And we're going to do the same exact thing. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go from the center, put a few of these up, put our little ovals in. We'll put our little lines in, and then you can do your dots. And then we're going to have one more over here that's going to go sideways. So we're going to start this actually almost kind of like a sideways V, except it's going to be rounded right there. And we're going to go like that, off the page like that. Now this is going to be one petal, but the top of it, the very tip, is bent over. So we're going to do like a little, almost like another little, I don't know, like a little C almost right there. Okay, and then over here, we're going to do a curved petal that looks like that. And over here, we can do another curved petal that looks like that. And then we can just do another little thing there that goes off the page. And we're going to make a great big stem. Do two to give it some thickness, so it's not just one single line. And then this will be a stem for that. And this here, we're going to just put a little kind of half circle right here and attach that like that. Okay, and now we're going to do some leaves. I guess we can start at the bottom. They're just going to kind of gently curve and then come back down. We'll just go all the way up. You can have it come to a point, or you can round it a little bit. Something like that. Okay, so that's our first Easter lily, and then we're going to do a second one over here that's going to be a lot smaller. This one's going to be like a little bit in the background, but it's going to be the exact same thing really. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We'll do these little lines, and little ovals, like that. Okay. Now this one over here is going to be sideways the same way that this one was, but we're going to be able to see more of it this time. So our very first petal is going to start out with almost like that little C. Okay. And then it's going to go out a little bit and have a curved edge. But then we're going to go in and make almost like another little C over there so that it looks like the petal is bent backwards. Okay. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to go up to a point and come down like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Start here, go to a point, and go down. And then we're just going to add a couple more pointed petals. Like that. Okay. Then we'll do one more on this side. This is the same one we just did, but only in reverse. So this is our petal that's bent back. And then we're going to come over here and have one that kind of bends to the side like that. And then like that. Okay, and then for this one, we'll get our stem. We'll attach those two. And then we can make our little leaves again. Let's see, on these leaves, if we want to, we can put a little line down the middle. Most leaves have a little bit of a crease down the center, so we'll go like that. Okay, and now I'm doing this as an Easter scene. Now, not everybody celebrates Easter, and I understand that. So if you happen to be watching this and you don't celebrate Easter, that's perfectly fine. You know what? Just put in any kind of a background. In fact, you could do the exact same background without the crosses that I'm going to put on, but I'm going to put on some crosses just to make it a little bit more Eastery. You know, I just made this hill, but I realized I actually want the hill to be over here a little bit more. So I'm just going to change my line and make it go like that. I want the top of the hill to basically be between the flower and the edge of the paper. So go like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put 3 real rough kind of crosses, just real simple, not too big. Just kind of way in the background on a hill. Okay, and that is basically my pencil drawing, guys. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go get my micron pen, and I'm going to ink over all of this. And then, I'll show you what I did on this one. I did a watercolor. Now I'm going to let you guys use whatever kind of media you want to use. Maybe, you know, colored pencils would actually be really pretty with this. But you could really use any of the media that we've used before. I think that watercolor worked really nicely, but you certainly don't have to use it. Use whatever you're comfortable with. But what I did do is I made sure that I did the background first. I started with my sky, actually, and I left this part totally white. Well, actually, I wet the paper first, and then I left this part white, and then went around with different shades of color, making sure to not paint over my flowers. It's okay if you paint over the stems and the leaves. That's not really a big deal, but definitely don't paint over the flowers. So I did my sky, then I did my foreground. I used a little bit of purple and greens and blues to make the hill. And then when that was all done, I went in and did my flowers. I added just a little bit of pink and maybe a little bit of blue, you know, just to the very center of my petals. And then I put some yellow in up here and a tiny bit of yellow on the petals as well, like a little bit of pollen maybe fell on the petals. And that's basically it, guys. I used different shades of green for my leaves. You know, I tried to create some shadow and a little bit of highlight. This is going to be backlit. The sun is way back here, just barely coming up. So this is very backlit. It's kind of in the shade still, but I thought maybe the sun was just kind of reaching the tips of the leaves and maybe these petals up here. Okay, so I'll take a picture of this and post that at the end. Right now I'm going to go and get my micron pen and ink this in and show you what it looks like when it's all inked in. And then I'll post a picture of the inked in version, and I'll post the colored version of this so that you can use that as a sample when you do your own coloring, okay? Okay guys, so I just finished inking this in, and I just wanted to show you that, you know, when I'm going over it, I don't even necessarily go right over top of the pencil marks. You know, when I'm sketching, I sketch kind of rough, and then I kind of make it more precise when I go over it with ink. So, you know, don't feel like you have to go right over top of your other drawing and, you know, spend a lot of time making it just so. You know, I just do my ink real quick, and I use my pencil as a guide to where my pen should go. I guess that's it. I did make these dots up here, and those are only on the inside of the petals. So when you have something like this, those dots aren't going to show because that's like the back side of it. But I did also put them in this one here. For this one here, I just made one single line for the stem. You can make it thicker if you want, but I just decided to do that. And when I did my flowers over here, I specifically left this little space right here open where this stem here joins the larger stem. And same with this one. Here's my flower, here's the stem, And right here where it joins, I made sure that I left that space open. So I didn't put that little line in right there. If you do, it's not the end of the world, but that's just something that I did. So anyway, so here is my my inked in drawing. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase all my pencil marks, and then I will put up a picture of this finished and of my finished sample with the watercolor, which is right over here. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun with this. I'd love to see your work when you're all done and see how you decided to render it. You know, I did mine as a sunset, or actually more of a sunrise, but really you could do yours as any time of the day. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys come up with. Be creative. Think about your lights and your darks, your shadows and your highlights, and use lots of different colors, okay? And lots of different shades of colors. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing your work, and I hope you guys have a good week. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.